Today on Fresno State Focus, we'll give you a look at how some people are working to make sure a veterans mural stays up for years to come.
And election season is just warming up and we're already seeing some big changes. We'll break down yesterday's state elections.
Plus, we'll show you how some tips that can help you avoid getting food poisoning the next time you go out to eat. Fresno State Focus starts now.
If you lose, it sends a really bad message. You can't let that happen to me.
But it looks like it did happen. The Democratic candidate for governor in Kentucky declares himself the winner, though the Republican candidate who President Trump stumped for has not yet conceded. Hello and welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Erica Rosinski.
And I'm Gina Avalos.
The 2020 presidential election is now less than 1 year away, and based on this week's election in a handful of states, the Republican Party is losing some support. Despite President Trump's efforts to give Republican incumbent Governor Matt Bevin a last-minute push the day before elections, Bevin lost the Kentucky governor's race to Democratic candidate Andy Beshear. It was a tight race, so tight that Governor Bevin refuses to concede the race and has asked for a voter recount.
For years, Virginia was a red state, Republican, but after yesterday's election, it is looking very blue. Democrats now have control in the House, Senate, and governor office in the state. They flipped 6 seats from Republican to Democrat. The historic win marks the first time Democrats have held full control of the legislature and governorship since 1993.
It wasn't all bad for Republicans last night. It was close, but Lieutenant Governor Tate Reeves won the race for governor in Mississippi despite facing a serious contender in Democratic Attorney General Jim Hood. Reeves received a campaign boost from President Trump, who even congratulated Reeves on Twitter after his win. This win means the Republican Party will soon hold all 8 statewide offices in Mississippi for the first time in nearly 150 years.
So what does this mean for the 2020 election? I'm here with Dr. Lisa Bryant from the Political Science Department at Fresno State to help us understand what is to come for the future. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Bryant.
Thanks for having me.
Dr. Bryant, tell us, does this mean that the president and the Republicans are losing their hold on the White House?
I think that it's really important that we not look at statewide elections and try and level that up to the presidency. So, for example, in Kentucky, the governor was sort of unpopular on his own merits, not necessarily for any reasons related to the administration or related to Trump. And so there was a really concerted effort among Kentucky Democrats to replace him with somebody else. And in fact, even many Kentucky Republicans were not quite happy with the governor, who was seen as sort of an outsider to Kentucky politics.
Now, do you think that Democrats see this as an opportunity for them for next year's election?
Well, absolutely, right? They're going to engage in credit claiming, and they're going to say that this is a sign people want change, that they're unsatisfied with national politics generally, and that's translating into sort of state elections.
And what would you say are your biggest takeaways from yesterday's election?
I think that first of all, even though the Republican won in Mississippi and they hold all statewide offices, it was one of the closest elections for governor that state has seen. So, taking that into account with what happened in Kentucky and especially in Virginia, I mean, we see some changing, tides in what is going on with elections. And Virginia is especially interesting because they've been a really strong Republican stronghold for quite a while, and now they're completely run by Democrats, the governor and both chambers of the legislature. And I think that speaks to how Virginia as a state, the population's really changing. It's really being driven by Northern Virginia as more people are becoming urban and not living in rural areas. We're going to see sort of changing demographics and changing results in elections.
Thank you so much for all that information. We've been talking with Dr. Lisa Bryant from the Political Science Department. Back to you, Gina.
It's Veterans Day on Monday, but here at Fresno State, we will be celebrating all weekend. The campus kicked off with a celebration today with a ceremony to honor those who have served. Students and faculty gathered around the Veterans Memorial Monument at Fresno State. People all around the U.S. are honoring the bravery and sacrifice of our military. There are so many ways for people to show their appreciation for our veterans.
Chelsea Chavera is live at Sierra Vista Mall, where many of the retailers are honoring Valley veterans. Hi, Chelsea.
Yes, Gina and Erica, that's right. I'm live right in front of Daniel's Jewelers in the Sierra Vista Mall in Clovis. They're one of the many retailers that's honoring our veterans, and they're going to have a promotion going on all weekend long up until Veterans Day. You can come into any of their locations, and they're going to provide this little booklet for you. As you can see, it says, "Thank you, veterans." You can color the front of it and the back of it, and it's great for the kids because it has so much coloring to it, and it's just entertaining. And then if you turn the page, it says, "Dear blank, thank you for your service." You can fill that out, give it to a veteran that you know, just thank them and for what they've done for us in our country and honor their bravery. And as you guys can see, I have already started writing a letter to a veteran that I have recently met, and after he explained to me what he has done and what he went through, I just wanted to thank him for what he's done. And so if you give this to them, when it's colored and filled out, they can come into any of the locations and then they can claim any of these gifts. That's what's happening here in Clovis. And then if we move down into the South Valley, veterans are working together with an artist to recreate the Greatest Generation mural.
The World War II mural in Visalia was dedicated in 2006 and over the years has deteriorated because of sun damage and other weather
And I'm also tagging out, I think.
With 6 panels needing to be replaced and repainted, the committee is struggling with finding ways to pay for this.
I think 36 3 or 4x6 panels on the wall, and all of those panels have to come down and be taken up to Glen Hill's studio in Three Rivers and then redone.
And that's an 8 to 12 month process. To make this less costly, they will do this themselves. Dan, Glenn, and 2 other volunteers will be the ones to remove the panels and take them to the studio to be repainted and recoated. But the one thing they won't do is change the theme of the mural.
It's accurate from beginning to the end of the war, and the main thing is we need to repaint it and then get it resealed so it lasts more than 10 years.
These veterans fought for what they wanted and how they wanted the Greatest Generation to be honored through this mural in the most accurate way possible.
The artist, Glenn Hill, never intended to do this, but when he saw how passionate and enthusiastic these veterans were, it was hard for him to say no. And then in the process, this brought back special memories.
Memories of my father, who served in World War II in the Navy. I became excited about the prospect of contributing and honoring that greatest generation.
But there were a few roadblocks with how this would be designed. Glenn says the veterans stuck to their guns.
To their credit, they fought, stood their ground, and made their vision happen. And I have the highest respect for their fortitude and their strength and their courage.
The patriotism of this valley is sometimes reflected in their willingness to build monuments or statements, permanent monuments or statements to how much they respect what veterans did.
And that's what this project will do, continue to be a monument to the patriotism and strength these veterans give us every day.
None of this work can start until they get the money for it. If you're interested in donating to help the mural get refurbished, you can contact Dan Kelly at 559-799-1675. He will also be able to help you get a tax write-off for that specific donation. Live at the Sierra Vista Mall in Clovis, I'm Chelsea Chavera. Back to you guys in the studio.
It's the season of giving, and one special donation asks you to lend a hand and buy a ham. Fresno State launched its 7th annual Helping Hams campaign. It asks for gifts of $5 to donate hams to charitable organizations. The university donated 250 hams last year and wants to donate more this year. After just a week, the university is well on its way to reaching that goal. Donations are collected in increments of $5 at the Rue and Gwynn Gibson Farm Market. The Helping Hams campaign runs through December 5th. Fresno State's annual Day of Giving starts at midnight. Day of Giving is a one-day fundraiser when the Fresno State community comes together. The goal to raise money in support of student success. The funds will be used to support initiatives and programs like Study Abroad or the Dean's Council.
Every day that we can remind people how impactful one $10 gift is, that it is a piece of the puzzle that allows someone to take his cello to China. That is a remarkable thing, to be part of a team that does it.
Donors can choose what college or area their money goes to, like the College of Arts and Humanities or the Henry Madden Library. To find out how to donate or see what challenges you can be a part of, go to dayofgiving.fresnostate.edu.
November is Native American Heritage Month. To kick off the month and celebration, the American Indian Programs and Services at Fresno State held a resource fair in front of the speaker's platform. There, anyone can learn about on and off campus resources that are available, pick up some goodies, and also learn about Native American culture. That was the main goal.
Making sure that the American Indian heritage culture is well represented on campus. So my events highlight and show the importance of acknowledging Native American Heritage Month.
Other events planned for the month include Indigenous Dancers of Mexico next Tuesday at noon and a day of mourning on Thursday morning, November 21st. Both will be held at the speaker's platform. Coming up on Fresno State Focus, we'll show you how recycling cans can help the environment as well as your wallet.
And we'll talk to the editor-in-chief of the Collegian to get a rundown on some of the top stories in this week's newspaper.
Plus, those warm temperatures are still sticking around. I'll have your focus on weather when we come back.
Success. At Fresno State, it's no secret. It's discovering new ways to change our world. It's creating opportunities as diverse as our community itself. It's in the distinction of our graduates as they lead us into the future. Success is no secret at Fresno State. It's our mission.
At Fresno State, being bold means committing to something greater than yourself. It's learning by doing and nurturing leaders to advance our shared future. It's using research to create a better life for those around us and healing those who need us most. These are our stories, because at Fresno State, bold begins here.
Hello, I'm Elizabeth Clavijo with your focus on weather. Take a look at this beauty shot right behind me. Such a beautiful day with cool temperatures. Let's take a look into our national satellite. Out here in the southern eastern part of our country, dry conditions. Up here by New York, we do have some cloud activity, but over here in Texas, we do have a heavy cloud activity, which is actually going to bring in heavy rainfall up until tonight for those in Texas. Out here in the western satellite, we do have dry conditions up here in Washington and Oregon. We do have some cloud activity up by Washington. And as you can see, we do have this high pressure coming in that will bring those nice temperatures all the way out and through the week. Current conditions right now, we do have 70s all across the board. Stockton 76, Porterville 79, Fresno 78. And for the evening, we do have those cooler temperatures. Stockton 44, Fresno 50, Porterville 51, and Oakhurst 44. And if we take a closer look into the air quality, I know last week it was kind of bad, but this week we do have unhealthy for those in Kern and Kings County. Tulare, Fresno, all the way up to San Joaquin, moderate air quality conditions. Extended outlook for the rest of the week. Today, 81, Thursday, 82, Friday, 81 as well. Cooler temperatures up by Saturday and Sunday. Monday, it is Veterans Day on Monday, and we do have that 78, which is pretty great temperatures. Tuesday, 78, and for that evening, 48. That is your focus on weather.
A salmonella outbreak linked to ground beef has left one person dead and others in the hospital. Cases have been reported in California, Colorado, Iowa, and a few other states. The U.S. Center for Disease Control said that they have not yet found a single common supplier carrying the infected beef. They said the individuals who did become sick from the ground beef were in different brands and different locations. Despite the outbreak, the CDC is not advising everyone to stop eating cooked beef altogether. With the recent salmonella outbreak, it could be a little scary to dine out. It's good to know what to look out for if you do decide to do it. I'm here with Food Inspector Dorothy Cox from the Fresno County Health Department. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We're gonna, a lot of people like to go out and try new foods, new restaurants without having to worry about getting sick. So how often does Fresno County do food inspections?
It depends on what kind of facility it is. A full restaurant like a McDonald's or something is going to be 4 times a year. A bakery like a donut shop, something like that, twice a year. A confectionery, so that would be like your Dutch Bros that's got like coffee and prepackaged snacks. So that'll be once, and then the taco trucks at least once.
So LA County and other counties have what they call a letter grade. Does Fresno County have that?
We don't. We don't letter grade, and we don't do percentages. What we do is we take the same report that we write up and hand a copy to the facility. We're going to scan that, put it on the internet, and it's available for public.
Right, so taco trucks are big. A lot of people like to go out to eat in taco trucks. So is there something that we could look out for to know if that, because a lot of people are not legit. Some vendors, unfortunately, are not legit. So how can you make sure that that vendor is legit?
Right, so some of the taco trucks, like you said, are illegal vendors. So the legal taco trucks, if you go to the back of the truck where the license plate is, we try to get it upper left-hand corner. There's going to be a sticker from our department. That's their permit. It's going to be good for the year. Each year the color is going to be different, but it'll have the dates on there so you know when it expires, when it's good through. Make sure they have that sticker, and if not, don't eat there.
And you have a sticker with us, right, that we can quickly just see. So it looks like this. It says, you just gotta look out for this, right?
Yeah.
And it's pretty big. It's
yes,
pretty big, so
it's big enough to see.
It's not hard to miss, right. So can people contact you guys if they see something at a restaurant, maybe complaint?
Absolutely. We can't be there every single day. You guys are our eyes and ears when we're not there. If you see something crazy or wild or even something that just makes you uncomfortable, give us a call.
Awesome. Well, we definitely will keep that in mind when we go out to eat. Thank you so much for that. And we've been talking to Dorothy Cox with the Fresno Health Department.
Are you throwing away your empty plastic bottles and aluminum cans? You may want to stop. Reporter Areli Tovar shows us how you can benefit from recycling while saving the environment.
Plastic bottles, aluminum cans, and glass bottles. A lot of it ends up in places it doesn't belong. For some people, it is a concern.
People have different reasons as to why they choose to recycle. Either way, they're helping their pockets while helping save the environment too.
It's important to recycle because when you let all the bottles and stuff go into the ocean, more fish are dying.
Because of this, the California Redemption Value Bill was passed, also known as CRV. Every time consumers buy a drink, they pay a small fee. For containers under 24 ounces, the fee is 5 cents and 10 cents for containers over 24 ounces. But you can get that money back. If you take a look at the back of the bottle, you will find a symbol that reads CACRV. On aluminum cans, you can find it on top. These symbols mean you can get cash back. Throughout your city, you can find recycling centers, like this one. Here, you can redeem cans and bottles. Each day, these recycling centers collect thousands of bottles and cans. Many people recycle because they know the value it holds.
I prefer to sell them because of the money, and not to throw them in the trash.
And others recycle because they care about the environment, like Ruben Arzola. Arzola is helping reduce the amount of plastic that ends up in landfills.
If we didn't recycle, the cans, the plastics, and the bottles would go to the landfills, and they would just add more to the problem. So with us recycling, it took that away now.
The next time you think about recycling, remember, not only will you get money back, you help save the earth too. In Tulare, Areli Tovar, Fresno State Focus.
In California, there are over 1,200 recycling centers where you can redeem empty CRV beverage containers. To learn about the locations near you, you can contact the California Department of Resources Recycling and Recovery at 916-323-3836.
The Collegian is an institution on campus and a news partner to here at Fresno State Focus. Brittany Steele takes us into the newsroom to see what's in this week's paper.
Yes, I'm here in the Collegian Newsroom with Editor-in-Chief Seth Casey. Thank you so much, Seth. So this week in the news, there is a new law for universities around abortion medication. What's going on with that?
Right, so there was a new bill that was signed into effect in October, and that's going to require UC and CSU campuses to provide an abortion medication to the students.
November is also Veterans Month, so what is going on campus to support the veterans this month?
Yeah, so there are several events throughout the month, starting, I believe, today, and they will honor, our veterans and specifically our student veterans here on campus.
November was also Dia de los Muertos, too. Was there anything that happened on campus for that event?
Right, so that was this past weekend. There was an event where there were vendors and artwork and a lot of things to honor that tradition, and then there was also a dance performance.
Thank you so much, Seth. In the Collegian Newsroom, I'm Brittany Steele.
Coming up on Fresno State Focus, we'll show you how one man's passion for glass blowing grew into a thriving business.
And in sports, as part of our partnership with the Collegian, sports editor Jorge Rodriguez tells us what's next for our football team after last week's win in Hawaii.
I got the bulldog spirit up in my head.
Up in my head. Up in my head. I got that bulldog spirit up in my head. Hey. Up in my head to say. I got that bulldog spirit deep in my heart. Hey. Deep in my heart. Hey. Deep in my heart. I got that bulldog spirit deep in my heart. Hey. Deep in my heart to stay. I got that bulldog spirit down in my toes. Down in my toes. Down in my toes, I got that bulldog spirit. Down in my toes, hey! Down in my toes to stay. I got that bulldog spirit. Up in my head, deep in my heart. Down in my toes, I got that bulldog spirit. All over me to stay. I got that bulldog spirit.
Deep in my heart.
Deep in my heart, deep in my heart. I got that bulldog spirit.
Success. At Fresno State, it's no secret. It's discovering new ways to change our world. It's creating opportunities as diverse as our community itself. It's in the distinction of our graduates as they lead us into the future. Success is no secret at Fresno State. It's our mission.
I truly feel the heartbeat of everyone who's invested in this place, and I know why we're here. To develop our young men into winners in every respect, as people of character and leaders of integrity. To demonstrate what it is to be a community working as one, respecting traditions and creating new ones. That's building something bigger than just a great football team. That's being a bulldog.
Welcome back. Here is your focus on sports. In our partnership with the Collegian sports editor, Jorge Rodriguez joins us today to go over what's happening with this week in sports. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So last week we talked about how the football team might not be bowl eligible. Well, they just beat Hawaii, so what are their chances now?
Yeah, they had a great win. Their chances actually go up of actually going into a bowl game. They're 4-4. They just need 2 more wins just to be in the bowl game, and they should have those 2 wins in the upcoming games. It's not going to be easy, but they do have a good enough team to make it to a bowl.
Well, hopefully they do make it to the bowl game. So something happened for the second time in program history with wrestling. What is that exciting news?
They're 157-pounder wrestler, Jacob Wright. He won all 3 of his matches and became the co-Big 12 Wrestler of the Week, which is a great thing because last weekend the Bulldogs didn't do that well, but he did. So he has that title now.
And the women's soccer team made it to the semifinals. How were they able to win against Colorado State?
It was a really tough match for them. They actually struggled in the game, but their goalkeeper, Malik Sink, She did amazing. She stopped 3 penalty kicks, and that's what gave the Bulldogs the win.
Well, thank you so much for coming in today. We've been talking with Collegian sports editor Jorge Rodriguez. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
That's your Focus on Sports. Back to you, Gina.
A local studio here in Fresno is creating art out of glass. I had the opportunity to meet the man behind the glass. Corey Ballas loves glass blowing.
Just the fluidity of it all. It's kind of like a dance you have to do with the glass. And it's doing one thing and you're dancing with it, figuring out what it's going to do, and then shaping it and just being so creative.
His passion with this dance started during college.
I was at Fresno State and I needed an art elective, so I took glass blowing. And I liked it so much that I was pretty much hooked the first day.
After graduating, he decided he wanted to take more classes to perfect his skills.
Yeah, so I've studied from LA all the way to Seattle.
Corey doesn't work alone.
We always work in a team atmosphere. So there's either 2 of us or 3 of us working together creating the glass. Because we're working with such high temperatures that we need to work very rapidly.
Derek Hedrick has been helping Corey a little over a month.
I'm an artist myself, so when he had asked for help, I hopped on it. It's like it's just a different side of art.
An art that is versatile. From perfecting his skills throughout the years to now creating pieces like this, Corey decided he wanted to share his skills with people throughout the valley. Catherine Munch decided to try glass blowing for the first time.
I felt comfortable. I'm a very nervous person, so he didn't make me feel like super anxious. I actually felt very calm.
She says she plans to come back.
Just to see how everything is done and experience it yourself, you really appreciate it more. So my pumpkin, I'm gonna look at it and be like, I actually made that myself.
They love glass as much as I do, so that's another good part, is to see that enjoyment from them and helping them find something new to do and be hands-on.
Corey wants to stay in the Central Valley for a while, but his ultimate goal is
to have a glass blowing studio in a house on enough property that has a river on it, so I can just blow glass and then jump in the river when I get too hot.
Corey Ballas loves glass blowing. If you are interested in blowing your own holiday pumpkin or ornament, Corey will be hosting a holiday workshop for the rest of the year. Visit his Facebook to get more information on how to sign up.
A new study area is now open on campus. The study area, also known as Intersect, opened 4 years ago, but it was recently renovated. Now it's more welcoming with couches and computers. The area offers resources for students, faculty, and alumni.
We provide printing services. It's more like a hangout spot for students as well. Like students will come here and use our computers, and we also provide like free printing services for faculty.
The study area is located on the 4th floor of the Crimmon Building in room 420. The area is open every day and closed on weekends.
New study area, huh?
Yeah, you know, honestly, I think I'm going to be using it because last semester coming up, so I really need to make sure that my grades are looking pretty good.
What's a good thing? You'll be using it. Unfortunately, I probably won't be using it, but I'm sure a lot of other students will be using it. So
yeah, for
that
sure.
should be good. Next week on Fresno State Focus, we highlight the environment and the effects of climate change on many aspects of our life. We'll show you how climate affects health and behavior, and the behavior of horses.
We'll give you a look at how recreational activities are affected by climate change.
Plus, we'll take a look at how Fresno State is helping to combat climate change.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.